All right, y'all, I went sales shopping first thing in the morning at Walmart and found these breakfast chops, which we're going to put in the freezer after I marinate them. And then we're going to can up this hamburger and this ground lamb. So we're going to put these two in jars after I brown them, and then we're going to marinate these real quick. So let's get started. Keep the protein separate. So we're going to do the lamb here, and then we've got the ground beef here. I'm just going to use salt and pepper, maybe a little bit of oil in here because this is lamb, and brown it up, and I'll meet you back when we're ready to put it in jars. All right, while that's browning, we're going to take this Mediterranean dressing and we're going to marinate some pork chops. Used about half that bottle. We're going to go stick those in the freezer. Yes, I do drain the fat off of these. It's obviously not going to be all out, but I want most of it off. That's the lamb. That's the beef. They're both ready for jars. Thumb is 1 pound of cooked meat to a pint jar. And we had roughly 3 pounds of protein, and we got 3 pint jars. So we're gonna take some of our homemade beef tongue broth, and we're gonna add that to this. And we need to debubble. See all the bubbles? We'll pour this in each one, top it off, debubble, and get them into the canner. All right, we got everything jarred up. Next thing to do is wipe the rims and get ready to put lids on. Now, I labeled these jars just to make sure that whenever we pulled these back out of the canner, I knew which one was lamb and which ones were burger. Using So Easy to Preserve, we are going to can pints for 75 minutes. One of my favorite pieces of equipment is the electric pressure canner, and we're going to use that today since we have a teeny weeny small batch. Now that we've got the canner going, we are going to take some of this bread that we found on sale at Walmart. We're going to package it up and vacuum seal it so we can get it in the freezer for later use. And a couple hours later, we have our canned burger and lamb. I recommend using a jar lifter, not an oven glove, because these jars are very hot, and whenever water goes through that oven glove, it burns. Next on the list, we had a really awesome harvest out of the garden, and we did our tomatillos, peppers, and tomatoes, and we just bagged them up for the freezer so we can ketchup at a later date. A few days later, we got a good deal on some mushrooms at the store, so I decided I was going to make homemade cream of mushroom soup. Greg bought me a new chopper because I broke my other one, so we chopped up all these mushrooms and started them to saute. We're going to keep the ingredients simple. We needed some chicken broth, onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, salt, milk, and flour. We threw a little butter in with the mushrooms because everything's better with butter. I forgot to mention we are tripling the batch, so you will see 3 3/4 cups of chicken stock go into the mixture. Now that we have everything mixed up, we're going to throw it into the pan, and this stuff thickens up pretty quick. We did a quick little taste test, and we adjusted the salt and the pepper a little bit, and I tell you what, this is an amazing, wonderful recipe. Very simple, very easy to do, and very easy to utilize produce that's getting ready to go bad in your refrigerator. By tripling the recipe, this batch made 4-quart Ziploc bags worth of cream of mushroom soup, and I didn't fill these bags all the way to the top, but we did get good portions of cream of mushroom soup. Our last item for this week is a jarred up version of our Italian beef seasoning. We had a bunch left over and we didn't want to get rid of it, so we chose to pressure can this real quick and stick it on the shelf. I'm sure glad we did. All right, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this week's version of the Every Bit Counts challenge put on by Three Rivers Homestead. We are preserving every day, and we are really loving it. And as you can see, we're getting ready to throw a party this weekend. So we will still have time to preserve some stuff. So we'll most likely have leftovers, and we'll figure out what to do with that stuff. So like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps the channel out. And until we see you on the next video, bye, y'all.